Hey guys, last night I saw out of nowhere, out of the blue, I'm like, I'm just gonna find a movie. This movie was called Coraline, and it's kind of a semi animation. It's really like Tim Burton, gothic like, and it's very creepy. It was kind of like an animation slash like puppet type of fusion. It was really well made. It's actually a really good movie. You could find it free on YouTube actually. It's called Coraline, not Caroline with a so Coraline with an O. And my God, wow. I think this movie had a lot of symbolism and a lot of things that pertain to our existence here, possibly at least. If you want to see the movie, then don't watch this video because I'm gonna ruin it a little bit right now. But just to give like a basic overview, it was this girl who lived in this really kind of bleak world with her parents just like never giving her attention, always working. Everything was gray and dull. And at night, she would see like this doorway that would open uh, in the middle of the night, and these like mice would lead her into this tunnel. So already you really have a lot of themes of Alice in Wonderland, right? That's what comes to mind. And she would go through this tunnel on a nightly basis, and on the other side would be like doppelgangers of her parents. Except the difference with these parents is that they had buttons sewed over their eyes. Now, talk about strange. These parents were picture perfect. They so previously she was eating crappy meals and she was miserable and unhappy, and these parents like would give her anything she ever wanted. And she would kind of venture deeper and deeper into this world. And there was also this strange Russian like acrobat character that would like convince her and try to tell her not to venture into that tunnel, and that it was a trap. And so she became like gradually more immersed in this like picture perfect like the stars and the sky were like immaculate, and the plants would sing and the trees would sing, and everything was like alive and dancing and singing. And over time she began to notice like something was off. So interesting. Like there's a lot of these like movies that have like these doppelganger themes, right? Like the movie Us, okay, as well, about how this like they had these like I never actually saw the movie, but it was like this family that had like their evil twin version, right? And then we have a lot of abduction experiences and scenarios like that that also talk about doppelgangers. And I've even had some experiences myself that I shared on here relating to doppelgangers, and it seems to be a growing phenomenon about twins, right? And so they have buttons over their eyes, kind of insinuating that they are blinded, right? That they're in this picture perfect world, but they're actually blind. So basically, in order for this girl to live in this picture perfect world, she would have to sew buttons over her eyes now, and she refused to do so. And basically, conflict ensued, your typical kind of very Disney like, I don't think it was a Disney movie, but very Disney like drama. And it turns out that this lady was a witch and she was a spider. Again, we have this common element of there being some sort of evil witch that rules over things, which makes me wonder if that is like one of the evil demigods of this world, like, people would describe Lilith and things of that nature that are very witch like. And the other weird thing about the movie is that she was like this place, this perfect place was like a matrix. Like it would fade in and out like in a very like computerized way, and I don't think they did that by accident at all. And so she basically ended up losing her parents, and the spider witch wouldn't give her parents back until she sewed her eyes with the buttons. Long story short, she ended up returning back to her original bleak existence. But this is analogous of that perfect world being some sort of a trap, right? And I think that's very metaphorical for our world in the sense that we could be trapped and enticed by all this beauty, right? That we can be manipulated by all the pleasures of this world, which just grab hold of us and take control over our lives. And I know all about that stuff, guys, as well. I'm sure many of you do as well, on how this sort of beauty that we see around us, right? Whether it's the original Earth or not is kind of irrelevant for this point. Um, it's enticing and alluring, but is it a spider's trap? And is this spider kind of a metaphor in the movie for the internet or the spider's web, right? Or technology in general? Because this perfect world in the movies felt very technological, right? So it's interesting stuff to think about, guys. If anyone wants to see the movie, let me know. I'll link it below. Before I go, here I'm gonna make a little prediction right now. Okay, um, they're gonna make a truce, Israel and Palestine. They're gonna make a ceasefire, and after the ceasefire, the war is gonna start. Yeah, the war is gonna start after the ceasefire. So people have been talking about this moment of when they announce peace and safety, sudden destruction comes. Well, it's hard to pinpoint that sort of moment, right? Because there have been many such moments over the years, right? I think it has specifically to do with Israel, though. So, with this specific scenario, it is the most likely what the Bible was talking about. Also, Theology Ed, longtime YouTuber, made a very extended analysis, like 30 videos on iPad Go 2, going over every detail. He hasn't made a video in months. He just came out with one the other day, and it's excellent. And he thinks this Ginger Jesus deity is coming in 2024 or whatever this new eon he calls it a new eon is going to come about that year, which is probably pretty accurate, I would say. Um, and I will link that video too because his channel is excellent. He makes really deep observations. He's very knowledgeable on history and ancient beliefs, and he's very well versed in the Bible and other texts, and just a really great guy. And I've talked to him many times. So take it easy, guys.